Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Governor Stein's facing a heck of a start to his term.
Oh, absolutely.
Sworn in and bam, Hurricane Helene slams Western North Carolina.
It's certainly a unique day one challenge.
It is, and we're going to dig into all that today. This swearing in the hurricane's impact, and then there's this bill. Yeah, SB 382. Could really shake things up.
Sounds complicated.
It is, but that's what we do here.
Right.
So before all the hurricane and political stuff, let's start with that swearing-in ceremony. It wasn't a big public thing, actually. Yeah, close to the public. Smaller gathering, family staff, a few officials. Sources describe it as pretty subdued hurricane and all. But one thing stood out. Stein was sworn in on a Tanakh.
A Tanakh.
A Hebrew Bible. Makes sense. First Jewish governor of North Carolina. But what I found interesting was the pastor and rabbi both there.
Yeah.
Symbolic, right? Like a nod to how North Carolina is changing. But okay, enough ceremony stuff. Let's talk about what outgoing Governor Cooper said. Emphasized his trust in Stein. Called him the right person to lead us through this real passing of the torch moment.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Especially since both Cooper and Stein were attorneys general before becoming governor.
Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about Hurricane Helene. This wasn't just some rain. We're talking serious damage. Homes, businesses, infrastructure across Western North Carolina. Talk about a way to start a term.
Definitely a major challenge.
And Stein's not wasting any time. Our sources say his first move is announcing executive orders in Asheville, all focused on hurricane recovery. Smart move, showing he's taking charge. But here's where it gets tricky. Remember those 3 rounds of disaster relief funding the legislature passed?
Yes, I do.
Well, the latest round's tied to this bill. SB 382 shifts power away from the governor, attorney general, state superintendent. And get this, Stein, when he was attorney general, challenged this legislation with Cooper.
Wow. Now that's interesting.
It's a mess, right? Stein, as governor, now has to deal with the aftermath of a bill he fought against. But hold that thought. We'll dive deeper into SB 382 in the next segment. Okay, so we're back, and we were just about to unpack this SB 382, this bill that's shifting power away from the governor. And this isn't just political games. This could really impact how Stein governs, especially with this hurricane recovery.
Right, I see that.
I mean, think about it. The legislature passed disaster relief funding, but it's tied to this. Stein was against it just a few months ago. It's like, will he work with them now? Will this slow down getting help to people?
I see your point.
And it's not just the hurricane. This SB 382 thing could affect everything Stein wants to do. He's talked about economic growth, better schools, safer neighborhoods, all important stuff. But what if he can't even do any of it?
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Exactly. And it makes his whole unity and bipartisanship thing even more important. Remember, he said, we will go further when we go together. But can he really do that? With a legislature that seems to want to, tie his hand?
We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out.
Yeah, true. It's a tough situation. And it gets even more complicated because he's following Cooper. And Cooper fought a lot with the legislature, too. It's like North Carolina is becoming a battleground for political power.
Interesting.
And this is just week 1. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
But before we get too far ahead, let's go back a bit. Remember, Stein made history. First Jewish governor in North Carolina. And his win against Mark Robinson, that was a tough one.
Yeah, it was a close race.
Really showed how divided the state is. And now Stein's trying to fix that with this whole unity message. It's almost like he's trying to do 2 things at once. Take care of the people who voted for him and also reach out to those who didn't.
Sounds difficult.
It is. But I got to say, there's something about Stein's approach. It feels different. Maybe it's because he was attorney general. That job makes you think practically, work within the system, find solutions, even when it's hard. Maybe that helps him now. And his priorities, they make sense. Economic growth, better schools, safer neighborhoods. Doesn't matter what party you're in. Most people want that. Maybe that's how North Carolina can come together.
That's a nice thought.
Yeah, but hope's not enough. We need action leadership.
Right.
We all got to do something. So what can we do? How do we hold our leaders accountable? How do we push for better? How do we fix things in our own communities?
That's something everyone needs to figure out for themselves.
You're right. And that's what I want you to think about today. This isn't just about sad North Carolina. It's about all of us. The problems we have as a country, how divided we are, and how much we need to come together and do something about it. So tell me, what do you think about Stein's first week? What are you worried about? What are you hoping for? What are you doing to make things better where you live? Leave a comment below. Share this with your friends. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Because what happens in North Carolina, it matters to everyone. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. We'll be back after a quick break.
We're back, and man, have we been unpacking a lot. Governor Stein, Hurricane Helene, SB 382. It's been a wild ride for North Carolina.
Yeah, it has.
And it makes you think, where do we go from here? This isn't just about Stein. It's about North Carolina's future, and maybe even a little bit about the future of the whole country. We're seeing this division everywhere these days.
Yeah, you're right.
And Stein's trying to fix it, trying to find common ground. But can he really do it? Is a unity thing even possible?
It's hard to say for sure.
It is. But I keep thinking about him being attorney general. That job, you got to be practical. You got to work with what you got, find solutions, even when it's tough. Maybe that'll help him now.
Yeah, maybe. And his priorities. They're good, right? Better economy schools, safer neighborhoods. I feel like that's something everyone can get behind. Maybe that's the key.
Could be.
But it's not enough to just hope. We got to do something. We need leadership, and we need everyone to get involved. So what can we do? How do we make sure our leaders are doing the right thing? How do we make things better in our own communities?
That's a tough one. Everyone has to figure that out on their own.
You're right. And that's what I really want you to think about. It's not just about Stein or North Carolina. It's about all of us. It's about the problems our country's facing and how divided we are. We need to come together, figure this out.
I agree.
So what do you think? What about Stein's first week? What worries you? What are you hopeful for? And what are you doing to make things better where you live? Let us know in the comments. Share this with people. Let's keep talking about this. Because what happens in North Carolina, it matters to everyone. And that's it for our Deep Dive today. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. We'll see you next time.